Okay, we have to clap, everybody. Hold on. Wait!
We have to clap. But not right now.
Not yet. I don't want to hear myself. I just do it so I can check everybody's stuff and things. Okay, are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Did you guys like that?
So much fun.
Good.
So much fun.
Feels real now.
Did I not do as well
No,
as
we
everyone?
did, yeah. Feeling
There's
insecure about my
absolutely
clap.
no way to tell.
Alright, ready?
Once more?
Once more. We always do 2, just
We
in
do?
case. Yeah.
Okay.
Every time. Alright, ready? Alright, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, because we're videotaping this time. That makes sense.
I don't know what's going on.
I forgot.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go!
Welcome back, y'all,
To
to
the
the
That's
That's
You
You podcast. I am your host, Jordan. This is your other host,
Jordan.
also Jordan. We have 2 more Jordans with us tonight. We're so lucky.
And guess what? And guess
That sounds like
what?
Winnie the Pooh. Guess
what? There's gonna be a 4th Jordan. Michael B. Jordan.
Oh shit, that's actually a 5th Jordan. There's actually a 5th and a 6th.
Yeah,
because
plays
he has
twins.
2 ports.
Yeah.
He's a 2 port.
So,
Speaking of 2 ports,
we're gonna start this off with a wow. Spoiler alert.
Oh shit, y'all.
Spoiler alert. We're talking about somebody else sing
We have to introduce our guest. We can't just introduce them as Jordan. They're
Yes,
not
we can.
actually Jordan.
The last podcast we went the whole thing without saying who we actually were.
Yeah, but the people should know.
If they want to know, they have to stay till the end.
Right. You want to introduce the one on the right, and I will introduce the one on the left.
Who's right and who's left?
All right. Respected left and right.
Okay, wait.
Oh God, Bree. All right. Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going to introduce the man, the myth, the legend,
Nikki.
the baller. Yeah, right. The owner and proprietor of Wright Live, going on 6 years now.
6 years.
Can you believe that shit? Congratulations, man. That's baller's
Thank
tits.
you very much.
Yes, sir. This is Brandon Wright. We shout him out.
How you guys doing?
Yeah. We shout him out damn near every podcast because he's earned it. He is our most loyal listener. Maybe second most loyal listener.
You guys keep shouting me out and have to financially contribute to
You
you.
did
Oh
already.
yeah. He's our
Yeah, I guess
what's
that
that
does make it a
called?
little cooler.
They financially contribute.
Right?
I just spam you to people who listen.
All right, and then I'm gonna shout out the man, the myth, and the legend,
Oh,
my
yeah.
mom.
Oh
Nikki.
Nikki, who is so fine, she blows our mind. Hey, Nikki.
Okay, that's literally anybody else besides you want to say what we're doing today.
We got to say the link tree, babe.
Oh, okay. 10 seconds, go.
No, this is unacceptable. You've got to remember to say the link tree
So much is happening.
has got all of our stuff on it, like the YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok,
The Twitter's formerly known as X.
X,
And the OnlyFans.
and the OnlyFans coming soon to a
Nice.
theater near
Oh, we
you.
literally only sell fans.
We will human traffic you. If you like too many of our podcasts, we will find you.
And we will sell you.
We will sell
Allegedly.
you quickly.
Not allegedly.
All right. I think that's it. No Florida man today. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long one though, so buckle up.
Yeah, right.
Buttercup. I hope you might caught it. If it didn't, I will definitely cut the audio.
Why?
That's
It's
just
too
that.
funny. It's too funny.
That was
Oh
so
my
good.
God.
That's
Oopsie
great.
doopsie.
That was so good.
So I accidentally pushed a little button on my iPad and it just informed us all what Florida Man was. In case you guys didn't know, it's a meme. And
He's new to the iPad world,
My
guys. He really is.
I got an itty bitty boy.
He's got an itty bitty boy compared to mine. You.
Yeah, it is much smaller.
Behold.
It's
This is my
11.
baby.
My eyes wouldn't be able to handle such a tiny thing.
Yeah.
That's my baby boy.
My boy.
My boy. Father, help.
It was the way you wake up. today's episode, we'll be reviewing. I was gonna ask you for a drum roll.
That's your drum roll. Just me choking on water.
We're reviewing the new movie Sinners.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, do that, and then come back. So like pause it, go see it right now,
Goodbye your tickets.
and then come back, and then we'll talk.
Even if you have to sit next to somebody.
Even if you have to sit next to somebody who talks the whole time.
Or 3 people that talk the whole time.
Oh my gosh, they were like so in sync that I didn't even realize it was 3 people. But I was like, you know what?
I know that's wrong.
I was like, you know what? This is not my turf at this point. I can't say anything to her. She'll beat my ass.
This movie's not for you, girl.
This movie is not for me.
Yeah. So does anybody want to give first thoughts on their movie? Nikki, ladies first.
Why me?
Ladies first. Ladies first. You're the guest. You gotta make it feel special.
I like the movie. I definitely thought it was weird, interesting.
Yeah.
Almost tribal.
Yeah, that was the point. They gave you a whole tribal backstory in the beginning.
But I did enjoy it. I did.
Yeah.
Except for that one scene. I hated that one scene.
What scene?
Where he ate
I
that
told
stinky
you.
pussy.
Oh, I don't know.
The conolingus.
No, my God, no.
Oh, the one with the music. That was
Yeah.
actually my third note.
Yeah.
That is good. We are gonna have a pretty
I
good
understand why
conversation.
that scene was in there. It was very.
I don't like how they did
I
it.
didn't like it. I thought it kind of threw off a lot of the movie.
Yeah, I don't like how they did it.
Which part?
Okay.
Where the young fellow was singing with his guitar, and then like everybody from like now, and then he would like jump
New
into
music
the
to old
movie.
Oh
music.
man, that was awesome.
I thought so too.
A lot of people said that, but I didn't like it. I think it ruined the feel of the movie.
Yes, because when he was like first started singing, I was like, ooh, goosebumps, get it, Sammy, get it, Sammy.
And even when they started introducing some of the
Right.
other types of music and like even the tribal people and stuff, it was.
But then when they busted out the electric guitar, it lost me.
The
electric
guitar
the
DJ.
DJ,
Yeah.
the twerker.
Yeah, she was twerking to his like.
At first, I admit, when I saw all of that, I was like, okay, well, why would they throw that into a movie set in the 30s in the South? Okay, that didn't make any sense. I get it.
It did
But
make sense. I
As
see
the
it.
scene developed, and they apparently filmed that all in one day. Or
One
something.
shot.
The one, it was
Right.
one shot. It was an incredible thing.
There were no cuts.
The way it was filmed, it was phenomenal. I love how they go, like the camera just kind of like goes around.
Right.
But like what I dig about it is just it it really defines what, in my opinion, the history of Black culture and Black music through music. It just was huge. It was a huge scene, man.
And that's why. I definitely
I mean,
understand why they did
it
it.
definitely
but-
was important to the movie, but I could see how it would throw you off at the same time.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it was
you're
kind of
not
out of
expecting-
nowhere, yeah.
like, why is Bootsy Collins here with his crazy sunglasses and a bass guitar rocking it? And I was like, wait a minute. But,
Yeah, and then
but
you
like,
DJ.
yeah.
And then the
But
girl in the back like, oh.
it made
Yeah.
sense. It made sense to me why they would do that.
I kind of was like, because the concept was the devil is always in this music.
Right.
Isn't that kind of like,
Yeah.
a little,
Yeah.
So they're saying the devil is in, the ancient African music, the jazz, the blues, rock, R&B, all of that. They're like, that's kind of foul, but there's like that aspect to it where it's like, well, you see the dangers of like, well, it's not even the dangers of the music, but it's just like a reflection of the life that they live.
I think
You know,
you're
the
taking it
blues.
wrong.
Okay.
That's an interesting take, though.
Yeah, but I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
But that was the whole thing. The devil gonna follow you home.
Because the vampire he even said it. I was drunk when he felt pulled to it because of the magnetism of the music.
Right.
But I didn't ever think about the fact that it's like
It's
they
saying
did that scene right before that's when all vampires hoarded towards that building. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
think
wonder
it
if
said
that's
something
what.
about the music transcending time and space and stuff.
Yeah.
It-
And that's why
Yeah.
in the beginning scene, he's like, you gotta put down the guitar, stuff like that. You know what I mean? He's like, put it
Right.
down, let it go,
Right.
stuff like that. But I didn't take it like that. I took it like that's an outside perspective. Like they were like they put it in the movie seriously, but that's how people have treated their music and things. I didn't take it as like this is what they're saying genuinely. I took it as like they put that in there as like a subliminal message almost. You know what I mean?
See, I get what you're saying, and I get what you're saying. To me, I kind of take it more as like they're trying to show you how powerful and
Right.
music is culturally from the beginning of time to. And they even had some like Japanese and different
Oh yeah.
Right.
cultures involved. It wasn't just black culture in the music, but they were showing how powerful the music was. That it drew the dead out. I think was what they're. Your take on that the devil's in all the music is like, whoa, that kind of just blew a fuse in my brain though.
Mhm.
I didn't think about that.
That
Yeah.
deep.
Because like there's like it's more so you see it more clearly in like what hip hop does. Hip hop is kind of like glorifying, and it's not even about glorifying. It's just it's just like a reflection of like what they live, what they go through every day, and it's not even necessarily confined to just black people. This is like just like people that live in poverty. I feel like experience that either drug dealing or just gang violence, that kind of thing.
Right.
And that's kind of like the devil in the music. But they're just speaking about their existence. And Ice Cube got a lot of shit for that when he was coming up, like on talk shows, like, why do you rap about like guns and violence, and why do you rap about drugs and shit? It's like this is just how life is around here sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's just, but obviously that isn't all that it is. There's good times too.
Right.
But I don't know. That was kind of my take on that scene.
Yeah, it's interesting. Straight Outta Compton, also another good movie.
Yeah, very good movie.
Not good.
Yeah, that was Ice Cube's son that played Ice Cube. Crazy.
Looks just like
Spit
him out.
He was literally made for the role.
Yeah. This is gonna happen. You were gonna make me my $1 million. All that college tuition getting paid off.
Yeah. I get what they were doing with it. I just didn't. I don't know. Like I was getting the chills before they added in like the twerking lady and things like that.
Well, that's
And then-
kind of like the art of it,
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're seeing all this beauty, and then it's like, oh shit, but that shit happens too, though.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that kind of like objectifying women kind of shit. That's kind of like,
Yeah.
It's not really
Yeah.
objectifying women. It's women making themselves an object.
I was gonna say it, but I'll let you say it.
Okay.
Okay. It's not
Okay.
But I
Okay.
agree
Yeah.
with that. Like they in that scene, it was very clear that the women were twerking,
Willing,
dancing
Mhm.
sexually. They were
On purpose.
They were, they were empowered by it. I felt.
And that's
in
the
that
thing,
scene.
though. It's like when there's a whole big difference between like being objectified and like doing it yourself. You know what I mean? Like it makes you feel powerful to be like, oh yeah, I look good, whatever. But then when like you get catcalled and stuff like on the
Right.
street, it's a completely different vibe.
Right. Like
Yeah.
it's the difference between if you're doing it yourself or if Diddy's telling you.
You should be able to.
This whole time, I
Completely different
forgot.
vibe.
This whole time, I freaking forgot. For all of you who are only listening to the audio, I turned my lights on.
You turned your lights on?
Yes. They don't know any better.
I mean, we're all Jordan, and Jordan turned the lights on.
You
All right.
gaslit, son.
All right. Brandon, first thoughts on the movie?
Now we've all like had our thoughts on it. Yeah, sure. Great movie. I love how it was shot. I love the concept of vampires in the deep south. I love the concept of, just how dynamic the cast was. Like, I'll be honest, like when they had like the Asian store owners, it kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I wouldn't think about that in the deep south at that time. And these people had a store and they were working together, and like they were friends with the two brothers. Like, I love that dynamic.
Mhm.
And just like the cast of characters was just phenomenal in my opinion, just how they interacted with one another. The two brothers being played by the same actor, like, that's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that before in other movies, but I thought that this was a really cool take on that. I like how they, the dialogue's great. They kept very true to the South, I felt.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say this, I like that they did not oversaturate the N-word in that movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm over that. Like, Django was like every 5 seconds.
Yeah,
that was
the
hard for
one
me to
with
get
the
through. And I love
lizards.
that movie. It was a great movie.
It was a great
cool.
movie.
Fictionalized movie about the South. But like, this was very tasteful and I felt it was strong.
Yeah. It was also Django was a different time period because Django was like when there was slavery,
Right.
Versus like now we're
Jim Crow.
50-ish
Yeah.
years removed.
Yeah,
from
coming
it.
out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, true. The times were different, but the N-words was coming out.
They were more than just sprinkled in there. They were peppered in that motherfucker.
If you wake up today, you gonna hear.
So I actually have a little note here about the Chinese store owners.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so the reason that there were Chinese people in the South at that time was a lot of Chinese people ended up becoming, well, not a lot, but like the prisoners, the criminals, that kind of thing, would end up becoming indentured servants.
Mm.
So they would be sold from China to the South or the slave states, right? But they were indentured servants, and if you don't know, an indentured servant is someone who is paid to be a slave, but they're still a slave.
Basically, it's like,
Right.
that's just paid.
And
When-
they have like a time period too, right?
And they have
If
a time period,
Yeah,
right.
if they
Right.
complete their term of service, they get to
Or
be free.
or they could buy themselves out of slavery.
Hmm.
If they accrued their money so much together, then you could pay to get your son free, your daughter free, whatever
Mhm.
have you. So the reason that those Chinese store owners were so tight with the Smoke Shack twins was because they were already raised around black people a lot, and the reason that you remember how they had 2 stores,
Mm.
all white, all black. When Chinese people became free, they would open all black or a black only and a white only, and then pull money in from both of them.
I did not recognize that in the movie.
Oh yeah,
That's what
so
was happening.
daughter was working in the all black
Mother.
store and mother was working in the all white store.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and
why
then-
she came
Father
out.
and daughter.
Okay, I
Right.
missed that.
Yeah.
See, this is why I need to go watch it again. There's some stuff
Right.
like that I wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we wanted to watch it again before we made this, but
Yeah,
time.
but that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Very
Right.
interesting.
Yep. So that's my little note there about that.
My little note about the store owner is how come that silly, stupid, and dumb bitch let those vampires in?
Wow.
Yeah.
She sure did.
She sure the
was
fuck
like,
did.
you come in here.
Yeah. Right.
And then,
What?
like,
You
I
don't
hate
own this
her.
motherfucking place. You can't invite motherfuckers up in here.
While we were killing vampires, I probably would have stabbed her too.
well,
Right.
she literally died
She was
immediately.
one of the first.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
Well, I
literally
mean-
died instantly.
When her man was out there.
Yeah.
Not anymore. He's not.
No,
She's the
we
one
knew
who
that.
sent him out there in the
We
first place.
knew that.
Right.
I'm just saying her logic. I'm trying to defend her because it's really not a defense for her.
Right,
No, not at
exactly.
all.
She fucked up.
Yeah,
It's what she did.
Right. And here's the thing: they could have done that. They could have done that a little bit more strategically, where they were like, "All right, cornbread, you can come inside. Stabby, 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 stab, stab, stab. One at a time. They could have invited these people in,
Right.
and then like had the numbers at least,
Yeah.
and because they were like, all right, now we know you're vampires. Now we know how to kill you. You come in. Come on, pussy. Like,
You won't.
you won't. Right, exactly.
The one thing I did not like about that ending, that close to ending scene when they're fighting the vampires and all that's going on in the melee, is I didn't like how the movie just led you. There's all this story, and it's like you're getting so involved, so immersed.
Right.
And then they're like, vampire melee, 5 minutes, let's get this over with.
Yeah.
Everybody dies.
It felt like
Get
it all
fucked.
happened so
It
fast.
was so fast. I'm like, nah, no, wait. Like, no,
Yeah.
give me some more.
Right.
But still a great scene. Like,
Yeah,
the way
it was.
shot and the way that like the fights were and everything, how they got rid of them. I don't know. It's hella cool.
Yeah.
And it sucks a little bit that the Native Americans didn't come help them.
That's what I
Okay,
was.
I
Look at
literally
those
have
guys.
a note in it that says, "What happened to the Indians?
Yeah. Well, they did.
Where the fuck did they go?"
did something at the very end, didn't they?
Nope.
No.
No.
They just
No.
literally never
So
came
they
back.
literally were like chasing him down, and then they were like, "Oh, it's getting ready to get dark. We're out of
See you
here."
later.
You
Right.
think that they would have done some sort of little cameo at the end or something?
Yeah, they
at least?
literally
Right.
Them
never
riding up
came
on
back.
horses, be like, "Good job."
Yeah. Or they would have been like, hey, we're Native Americans, we're super good at tracking, there's clearly distressed footsteps on the sand or the dirt in front of your house. We know this motherfucker's in here, so let's just hike out or camp out in front
Right.
of this, you know,
Like, yeah.
this building where we obviously know the vampires at.
We
They were
tracked-
just like, we lost them.
See you later.
literally. Go ahead.
They can fly though.
Do you think there was something weird about them though? Because they
Yes.
didn't cross the threshold of that woman's house either, even though they knew that man was in that house.
Well, here's the thing: is
Whoa.
vampires can't enter a house
Without being invited.
without being invited,
Right.
and colored people can't enter a white person's house without being shot.
To be fair, she was like,
she had it
"What you
done.
doing
Oh,
about
yeah.
water?"
Had it done.
They
Right.
didn't
It's
have
not
a
like
gun.
they were gonna bum rush.
So there was
them.
this magical thing called bullets preventing them.
You also have to remember that at that time, Native Americans were below even black
Right.
people in
Yeah.
some regards.
Yeah.
They would have just shot him. I was actually surprised that they.
That
Then it wasn't like open the door, bam.
It's messed up.
And
but
they were
like,
Caucasian. Caucasian.
that scene was cool.
I thought you meant cocaine.
You know what I mean? But I was like, there's no way they're letting them anywhere near that. I was surprised they didn't just start shooting.
Right.
Yeah.
They were outnumbered and outgunned.
Outgunned, outnumbered.
Yeah.
But that is an interesting thing. Why? You know, if they tracked them to some random shack in the middle of nowhere, how could they have not found them at, you know?
Well, I
Well,
think.
Go ahead.
Diplomacy.
I was about to
is
say
finest.
that this is exactly what got us into this in the first place. It's doing the same thing. All right. So I was gonna say that they can fly. So like maybe tracking a vampire isn't as easy
that's
as
not
like I
right.
had. Right. As I
Who,
had
who could fly?
vampires.
Vampires.
The vampire
They
like
get like one
you
time.
might-
floated
jumped
to
out,
get Haley's
Oh, yeah.
And like even
married
the
to get married.
introduction scene, like when the vampire first showed up,
Yeah.
he like
Yes.
Right. He
down
was
from-
flying.
Yes. Yeah. And we debated over that for a little bit, whether he was flying or whether they were trying to make it seem like he like rolled out of the
Like a
Native
carriage
American
or
carriage
something.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But they didn't have a carriage.
Still unclear. Yes, they did.
Oh, they did.
Yes.
Oops.
Yeah, his presence on the scene was kind
Same
of.
thing.
Potato.
but like
potato.
not covered.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, it was.
confused about that a little
Was it
bit.
covered?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did he come from? Where was he coming from?
Yeah.
I thought maybe they were like chasing him and he was flying and then the sun started to come up and then he started getting burnt so he like fell.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
was thinking happened.
Yeah, they were hunting him down, and he was looking for a place for refuge.
Right.
Right. Because he was already like burning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Good call.
And I also have another silly little note here that I wrote, but I already know the answer to it because I just now realized. I said, if it was his music calling the vamps, why didn't they show up when he was singing in the car? Because it was daylight outside.
It was
You
super
stupid
daylight.
bitch. It's because it was daylight outside.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
I literally just realized that as we were talking. I was like, oh.
Good one.
And then the other time where he goes to sing for.
Slim.
Thank you. Where he goes to sing for Slim, they were like, no, don't do that. He was like, no, save it. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they were
at
out
the
in
train
town.
tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tries to like do a little
Yeah.
sing, and he's like, no.
Oh.
That's what made me think that the two brothers were the vampires.
Yeah, I totally thought it for most of the movie.
Yeah.
I did too. And I think that kind of works because they were kind of anticipating a little bit of spoilery stuff.
Right.
So the whole time I'm going into it, I'm thinking like they're the brothers of the vampires. They come back to this town post, vampirism.
Yeah, that's why they left.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
Stuff
was
like that.
immediately debunked in my brain as soon as they were out.
Outside.
Yeah, no. As you can see,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sunlight thing is I forget about it constantly.
Yeah.
That's that whole
No,
sunlight thing.
honestly, that theory never occurred to me.
I mean, I thought
If the
maybe they were
brothers
like
would have been already vampires.
Blade can go out in the sun.
Yeah, or like what is it?
Blade's top
The
one.
Vampire Diaries. They have like
That's right.
enchanted rings. You know.
Yeah, maybe that's some like force field.
You ever heard of our daddy, Blade?
Oh, so you were half of a half breed.
You were a quarter breed.
All right, Brandon, thank you for your first thoughts.
No problem.
Brady,
No
what are
problem.
your first thoughts on the movie?
So he sent me into it thinking it was going to be a completely different type of movie than it actually was. Wow, screaming on the pod.
Well, at least we didn't fart on the pod.
A toot's better than a scream.
What did I send you in?
I thought it was going to be like more into black stereotypes and things like that, like more of the like black history. I thought we were going to get more history about it.
Oh, I got history for you.
I got some history from it, but you made me think that it was going to be like mostly that, and then there were going to be vampires. I was confused as to what to expect, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It took me a really long time to like remember names, so I was getting a little confused. But that's me with every movie, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And people.
Yes, yeah, that.
Movies, people, books.
Mostly that. Yeah, no, I was just confused most of the movie, and I was like, let me just stop remembering what Brandon told me and figure it out
you
from
just have to
here.
enjoy it. For me, but I'm a real big like history buff and like Civil War history, like slavery, all that. So like the Deep South is like that's my shit. I want to know everything about it. So I'm immersed in like how did these characters get here?
Right.
Why are they here? Why do the two brothers have money? So like that's kind of a big deal in the South.
Yeah.
For a brother.
100%.
And I just, like the way that the church was in the beginning, the pastor being the dad, and how the family dynamics were. That's what my brain was like. I'm immersed in that. But really, it's just a vampire flick.
Mm-hmm.
A really cool
I knew
one.
almost immediately that it was like a what is that called? Not is it foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, where the beginning scene is also the ending scene.
Right. Because they're kind of. I like how they did that. That
Mhm.
was very.
Yeah, and I like.
Tarantino-esque.
I like when movies do that, but I also liked how they did it because it like kept flashing back and forth. I liked that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It made it more unclear, which normally when you're doing a movie is not what you want.
Right, exactly.
But like it made it more unclear as to like what that was. But once I feel like once he went back to his dad's the last time before he actually left to go to the jazz joint, I was like, okay, that's the end of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's our surviving man.
Right.
So once I figured that out, I was like, oh, everybody up in that club is gonna die.
Right.
But it ended up not necessarily being true because Stack. Smoke did end up surviving the night.
Stack and Shack.
I thought it was Smoke Shack. I thought they were the Smoke Shack.
No, there's smoke
No,
stack
smoke
with.
Smoke
Stack.
Stack. Okay. All right. This is why we do the podcast, so I can learn.
I literally have a cheat sheet right here. I made my own cheat sheet.
Smokestack
I
sure
don't
is.
think they did in the movie. I'm gonna have to watch it again, but I don't think they got into why the brothers were called that.
Not
They're
really.
And I
really
wanted to
champions.
know why. Like, why did they? Have
It's
these
probably
nicknames?
they're probably gonna make a part 2 if I'm being
I hope so.
for real.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But some movies don't need a sequel. Sometimes they get messed up when there is a sequel.
Right.
Maybe they could get a prequel.
Like,
Like the
Like-
gaining of the money.
Yeah, how they went to Chicago because they talked about going to the big city.
Right.
How they met.
And they
Who is
were,
it?
I believe they were army vets.
Mary.
Okay.
Weren't they?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
they were raised with
They were military.
and they were raised with Mary.
Right.
Yeah.
And once their father was killed by Smoke.
You almost got it.
Yeah, Smoke killed the father,
So
right?
you got it. You got it all like
No.
FCA'd out. What do you got there?
No, but that's just not right. So
He was beating Stack, and Smoke killed him.
I don't think that's right.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
I know that their parents are dead, and Mary's mom treated them.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
But I do believe that one of the brothers did kill the father.
Right.
Because he made mention of it in the movie.
Okay.
Right.
I don't
Because
Me
Sammy
either.
asked
Okay.
Stack what happened to their parents. And he was like, one day I was smart, I was mouthing off to my dad, and he finally just beat me so hard that when I woke up, Smoke was burying him in the backyard.
Yeah.
That's right.
You are
I
correct.
remember
Yes.
that scene.
Yeah,
Yes. You're correct. My bad.
it's okay. It's on video. So.
We have it forever.
Two angles of me admitting I'm wrong. Jesus. That'll never happen again.
Maybe
I'm gonna cut it out.
24 p.m. Bree is wrong.
I'm cutting
Dear
it.
Diary.
She finally said it.
Yeah. Yes, you're
So-
right. And then Mary's mom,
Raised them as their own.
right? But then I think Smoke started dating Mary.
Yeah, he stepbrothered her.
Yeah.
What
Oh
are
no,
you doing,
stepbro.
stepbro?
Killing my dad. What are you doing? You need any help with that shovel?
Well, he was like, "You don't want no parts of this, sweetheart." And she was like, "Oh, yes, I do." And he was like all gangster and left her. And then I imagine her mother was like, "You gotta go off and marry somebody
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna raise no, non-virgin."
That's not what I thought you I was like, is he gonna do it?
So
I know.
goddamn hussy.
I looked at him like this.
Are
I'm
we going?
Oh,
this way?
you thought I was gonna say like
Your lover or something?
a snicker licker?
You're not you and your husband.
Hot dog.
Jungle fever hadn't been invented yet.
but
They were
Michael B.
working on it.
Jordan
They were clearly
would've-
working on
single-handedly
Yikes.
handle that shit. You want some more coffee, Davey?
No, I am okay.
Okay. All right. So that completes your first thoughts.
Oh, was that just mine? I thought you were taking over.
Oh, you want my first thoughts?
Yeah, go ahead, baby. Give your what are your first thoughts, babe?
I hated that movie, and I never want to talk about it ever again.
Okay, and that's the end of the podcast.
Thanks, everybody.
Give us your thirst fonts.
Yeah, go
My
ahead.
thirst thoughts?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan was a stud. Got me thirst. No, I mean,
I really
I
liked
love-
how they cut his hair in that movie.
Fresh.
yeah.
So fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Very good.
I really liked the brotherly dynamic between Smoke and
Yeah.
Stack.
And it was
like
just
that
him.
was, I know, right? Yeah, it was
Isn't
so
that
interesting.
crazy?
Blew my mind.
Like the idea of like lighting your own cigarette.
Mhm.
That's kind of that's dope. That's like gangster shit. And
Yeah.
they played that out, or
Mm-hmm.
he played that fucking that
And that's how
role.
good he was at that.
Right,
He's
right.
a good
There's
day or
separate
day.
people in my
Yeah.
head.
They,
Like it's
they
beautiful.
really did have separate personalities too.
Right.
It's like, wow.
Right.
One was definitely the protector of the others.
Right.
You could definitely tell.
One was like more forward thinking. One was more like a wild child, kind of
Definitely.
like unpredictable.
That's why his name
yeah.
is Smoke, 'cause you don't want that smoke.
Well, Smoke was the forward thinking.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Smoke is the older one, the forward thinking one, and Stack was the one that was hooking up with Mary.
Look here, pal, she's not admitting she's wrong.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
she
gonna-
ain't doing it again.
I admitted throughout the movie I did struggle with which one was Smoke and which one was Stack
Yeah.
as far as who's doing what.
Smoke was the one who like actually like smoked the cigarettes. Like the Stack would like maybe like light them, pass them off, but he wasn't somebody who was like
Yeah, you noticed
constantly.
all the small details.
I was paying attention. I wanted to see that movie again.
He thought about taking notes, but the theater was too full.
But then again, like there were people talking throughout the
Right,
the
you
whole
definitely
movie.
could have.
Yeah.
What is that doing?
What is what
What
doing?
is that doing?
Oh, it stopped recording. Where are we?
You no, it's okay. It just stopped at you noticed all the small details.
You sure?
Yeah, I just listened back to it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, because it doesn't feel like we've only been recording for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
so
we
feels
have
like we've-
yes, we've been on a roller coaster so far.
I'm here for an eternity.
Well, then go ahead and tell everybody that I was right?
No,
Go ahead.
I won't.
Go ahead.
See how it says that you're wrong right here?
Who's dating Mary?
It says smoke right there.
What's that say?
It says smoke.
You better check your
I'm a
smell, fellow.
So Smoke was with Mary.
No.
No.
Stack.
No, it wasn't.
So you were wrong again. Right.
That's me gaslighting everybody in the room.
10:49.
So
May
it says the disc
Deal
is low. Should I be
diary.
worried?
It says what?
The disc is
It
low.
means you don't have any space on the.
I mean, it's still going, it's still kicking.
It's gonna cut off again probably.
You want to dig in there and delete one of the older podcasts so we can.
Yeah, I can
Go
do
ahead
that.
and do
Okay,
that.
ready and pause.
Okay. So behind the scenes though,
Hey everybody.
BTS,
What's good? Cheers.
like the K-pops.
Coffee.
What's good?
So-
What's poppin'?
Do you have anything that you want to get to specifically? Do you have anything you want to get to specifically?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Specifically.
Here for the ride?
Yeah.
Here for the ride.
Tight.
Definitely want to touch on the Buddy Guy appearance at the end because a lot of people glossed way the fuck over that.
Apparently I glossed over it.
It's
What?
very important. So Buddy Guy.
Oh, Buddy
We
Guy,
should make sure the
the
cameras are
guitarist,
still
yes.
recording. Hey, you want to
Yeah.
kill that bug?
No, I don't.
What
kill
is
bugs. It's an earwig. It's not gonna hurt you.
Oh, okay.
You kill them, you get karmic dissonance.
You should.
Right,
She
she
was
was looking to see who Buddy
Touch
Guy
my phone.
was.
Everybody touch my phone.
I never touched a black man's radio.
Touch the black man's radio. Wow, you just fucking. What the fuck did you do? Holy
Apparently,
shit!
if you palm it 3 times, it
How the
does
hell do you
something
delete
fun.
on this
Fucking
thing?
What the fuck?
How the hell do you delete on this thing? Help me.
You should right
There's
click
a
the
delete
file.
That does nothing.
It does nothing really.
There should be a delete button when you're right up there, top right corner.
Where? Help me.
Are
Landon
you at
says,
the?
Landon says, if you guys are still having issues, tell Bree to go into the audio MIDI setup application on her Mac and select the interface and see if there is somewhere she can adjust the I/O buffer size.
Click it.
Set
Okay.
it to the lowest setting possible.
Okay. Yeah, that too. You can drag.
That's
and
my
drop
best
that.
Landon impression. So if you adjust the I/O buffer size and set it to the lowest setting, it can get rid of some of the issues with the interface buffering.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Type shit.
That's what he says. I love it so much. He's so
He
funny.
says it all the time.
Oh, I love Landon. He's so fucking funny. Type shit. Oh, type shit. You just tell that dude anything. Like, oh my god, Landon, I love you. Love you so much. Ah, type shit. I don't know if it means like, does it mean like sane? Or does it mean like, I see where you're coming from, like that type shit?
I don't know what it means. Honestly, I have no freaking clue. The kid just started saying it, and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
word.
Do you, boo boo?
Yeah.
You
I
got
don't
it, baby?
understand.
Do you want me to garbage? The trash?
Practice that.
It's so fun, isn't it?
Sounds like Porky Pig having a DJ. Let's get lit.
It's gonna be your DJ tag. Let's get lit.
Oh man.
Love it.
You got it, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You spiked this coffee, boy. I'm feeling good.
That wasn't just creamer he put in.
Here's leaves with a little bit of cocaine.
Gang.
I put 2 tablets of horse fag in it.
He made us drinks to drink. He drugged them.
Cornbread.
I'm wondering like what's
Right.
enough. I think this is probably enough.
That was kind of like, that was probably like the most disappointing death that happened. Like,
Oh
felt so
yeah.
bad for
Wait.
cornbread.
You can't do that, but we're not recording.
Oh.
How do you?
Yeah, we gotta put that in there.
You know,
Because that was a sad one.
you know.
Okay, I think this
Did
should
you
be.
know? Oh, I saw. Oh, we gotta put this in there too. I gotta remember.
Okay.
Delta Slim, Delta Slim, Delta Slim, Delta Slim.
And I got
Put it in the
something.
notes.
How am I putting the notes? She got the pen.
Don't you have a notepad on
Yeah,
your
that's
phone?
right. I do.
Okay, are we?
Look at the big brain on Nikki.
Every once in a while. Every once in a while, something good comes out.
I got something here for Delta Slim as well.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't lagging again.
Okay.
Alright, are we ready?
We are ready.
Yeah, where were we?
I'll tell you later. Oh! I won't tell you because I don't know.
I'll make a note about cornbread too.
Okay.
Cornbread's death was tragic.
We were just talking about how I wasn't wrong again.
Oh, it's tight. Okay, let's go into that.
Alright, ready?
Yep.
Okay, we're kicking again, sorry.
And we're back.
Sorry, guys.
So we were just talking about how Bree is not wrong, has never been wrong, and will never be wrong.
That's so right.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Now you can put the gun down, baby. Okay. I said it.
I won't. Type sheet.
Type
Type
shit.
sheet.
Shout out Landon.
Shout out, Landon. Thanks for helping me earlier.
Oh my God, this episode would not be possible without Landon. Let's give a
Yeah,
shout
all he
out
did
to
was tell me to update it, and I was like, okay.
type shit.
Type shit. Type
Landon's
sheet.
Landon's the man.
Landon's demanding,
Landon's the man.
the Mandon.
and I am demanding that he come on the podcast.
Facts.
That's
Type
all.
shit.
Type shit.
His response would be, type shit.
I don't know, man. I'm so busy. I'm so busy making all these moves and making all this money.
Platinum records.
Yeah, right. He's too cool for us.
I'm going out of town for something that you're too cool. I'm too cool for. Type shit.
Type shit.
I'm too cool to do it, but I'm still gonna do it because
Out of pity.
those people
It's
need
like
me.
a church call and response, like, and let the church say amen type shit. Type shit.
By the grace of Landon. That shit.
Type shit.
All right. Yeah, those were our first thoughts. Loved the way that the
Nice.
dynamic of the brothers played out. Obviously, love the music. I feel like
Yeah.
everybody
That one
could jiggy
song.
with that shit.
That one song. If they would have like done a whole song where it was just like that, I would have been like, ooh,
Where it was just Sammy.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they did. I have to look.
Mm.
Who knows if they actually released it or not.
Probably not. If it was recorded in such a fashion, it probably remained at that.
So, well, like,
Shit.
speaking of the songs, so Delta Slim, played by Delroy Lindo,
Hell yeah.
who is one of my favorite actors.
Oh yes, Delroy Lindo.
He's
I know exactly who this
fantastic.
man is.
Also, somehow, I think Delroy Lindo might be a vampire because he literally doesn't age. If you look at his picture now, it's almost the same as when he was in Gone in 60 Seconds.
No, honey, because it's because he's black.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
See, now this is the type of shit that I knew you were
Type
going to
shit.
say. And then this episode was going to get me fired up. I started dropping some stereotypical
It is
bullshit.
not my fault that
Hey,
the
hey,
skin
hey.
that the skin you have is
Guys.
cooler than the rest
Guys.
of the world.
Type sheet.
Black don't
Church
crack.
thing.
Black
Yes.
don't crack unless you smoke it.
Well, I mean, look at Samuel L. Jackson.
I didn't even-
Man, still looks good.
That's what Chris Rock said.
Yeah,
Shout out Chris Rock.
Samuel still looks pretty much the same.
It's
Yeah.
not heard around the world.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, I know who
Anyway.
this man is.
So in the scene, there's a scene where he's riding in the car with all of them,
Mhm.
and let's see, hold on, I gotta get this right.
Yes, Delta Slim. I know Sam.
Delta Slim is with Sammy. Sammy starts playing, and
Mhm.
Delta Slim starts singing a song,
Mhm.
and it's like this really deep, like almost like Negro spiritual type thing. And it's
Mhm.
like you're like, yo.
Mhm.
I saw in an interview on Instagram, somebody interviewed him. He improvised that entire song.
That's amazing.
That was off the top. He was like, I was just feeling it in the moment. We're filming about the Deep South, and these feelings just came to me, and he just started busting out in song. I was like, man, that's impressive.
And I love that they didn't take that out or
No.
try to make him edit. Or...
They were going to take it out.
Why?
He said that in an interview. He said Coogler didn't want it in, and he said, no, you gotta have that song in there. So that
Yeah.
we can remove it.
Because that's so real though.
Oh, man.
It's like.
It hits.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have a note about that particular scene.
Ooh.
You guys remember they were they're driving in the car. They've accrued.
They were
They were going to
riding
get-
down the street and they're 6 up. Jacking the bitches.
They were.
Smacking the hose.
I think they were on their way to get cornbread. I don't believe cornbread was in the car quite yet, but they
Right.
had driven by the chain gang,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
This? Who that?
no, the chain gang is what happens when you go to prison.
Okay. Yes.
Was
Yeah,
it
that's
the
the
Super
fellows
Crown?
in the
I
side of the
remember now.
road.
Didn't
Right.
go inside the road.
Yes, I remember
Right.
now.
So Sammy asked, do you know those people? He's like, I know all of them. They were all arrested for vagrancy.
Mhm.
You guys know what that is?
Why do you have to put us on the spot?
It's okay. It's okay. I didn't know what it was either until later.
Sure.
Earlier
Something-
this-
Not
Something
enough,
that
nigga.
has something to do with like,
Why is my brain blacking out right now? No pun intended.
Oh wow.
I'll be here all night.
Yeah. So vagrancy laws were laws that were created to it's essentially I'm gonna say re-imprison former slaves.
Okay.
So what they would do is, like, before the slaves were freed, it wasn't like a jailable offense to not have an ID.
that's what I was. Yeah,
Now
that's
it
what-
is.
Right.
So they made a whole bunch of like very vague laws. I have a small list of them here. So not having an ID, not having a home, loitering, panhandling, like all those things that that slaves or former slaves rather were doing. They made these things illegal so that they could re-imprison these slaves, bring them back into the system. And what they would do is they would use. I'm so sorry, folks. I should have had this off the top of my brain hole. I'm sorry. It's like the convict rental system.
Wow.
I'll find it. I
It's
swear.
like, this is crazy because
Convict leasing system.
wow.
So, do you guys know what that is?
No, I've never heard of that.
So, what they would do is they would lease out prisoners to the former slave owners.
Mm.
They would pay the government a fee. They would take these former slaves and basically put them right back into slavery.
That just sounds like slavery with extra steps.
Well, here's the thing. Now that you are a rented slave, or through this leasing system, convict leasing system, now you're getting treated worse because they're like, take this guy, work him however hard you want to, bring him back at the end of the day. They're just renting you. If he steps out of line, shoot him.
Wow.
So it was before, when you were a slave, it was like, I need you to come to work the next day. I can't kill you. These ones are like, oh, you step out of line, you look at me wrong one time, blow, exactly. I'll go get another one. Right. Which is why he was, that was the whole, was so impassioned in that, in that scene where he's talking about it, and then he just starts humming that tune,
And here I am talking about how much I love like the history of this thing, and how a lot of that I didn't really even know or understand. Like I understood, there were Jim Crow laws and things like that that were literally designed to keep black communities from thriving or forming. But like based off of what you just read, there's literally no way anyone could get anywhere.
Right. I mean, there was a law called a common drunkard law, so vague, that they could just be like common drunkard, vagabond, out, like if you're outcast, like a stalker or a loitering, that doesn't have. But now they've kind of refined those laws nowadays, where loitering is with you're hanging around a place with the intent to commit a crime. and then instead of doing like the common drunkard, it's public intoxication now. Like whereas before it was like, oh, you got a beer in your hand, you're outside, you're arrested, you're under arrest, come with me.
Well, it's like that movie Life with Eddie Murphy. The whole opening scene is him kind of taking a drink or whatever, right? And he's hanging out, and those cops roll upon him, and they accuse him of murdering some guy he didn't even. You know, and that's the whole premise of the movie. But it's set. I think it's set in the Deep South in a similar time period. I don't know that for sure. Google would know.
You want me to Google? You got it?
When is Life
He's got it.
with Eddie Murphy set? I'd be interested in what state.
Did you ever look up the coins that you were looking up or whatever?
Oh my God, no, I didn't. I wanted
What were they called? I'll look it up.
water nickels.
Okay, cool.
But that was just like that was their form of currency because it was hard to get someone to give you some money to earn money back then. This is 1997 is when it was.
And what
Was that the wooden ones that the slaves were getting?
Yes,
they were
they were
too?
using to
Okay.
buy with.
It was set in what time?
1997.
No, but
Mississippi
like when was
State.
the movie set? Like,
Oh,
The movie
maybe.
is still so new that I literally, like, in my notes, I have how outrageously hard it is for me to find anything about the movie, anything about the cast. Like, half the cast, I can't find them. Like, I don't know who they are.
right.
Because, like, they're just not on Google. I was making a list, and they weren't on the Googles. How am I supposed to know Google?
Just
I
real
would
quick.
wager they're
It was set in this exact same year that Sinners was.
32.
32.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't think that's a coincidence either.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Nope.
Side note, I saw some comment on one of the Sinners movie threads that was diabolically awesome. Someone was saying how, I don't know if you've watched the new An Interview with the Vampire. It's basically like the redo of it on Netflix, but it's starring a black guy who comes up in Louisiana in a similar time period. I need to Google that, but they were saying how cool it would be to do a crossover. So that vampire, who's a black vampire in the Deep South, in Louisiana, the French court or whatever, meeting up with, which brother got turned, or no?
Smoke.
No, meeting up with the brother that didn't get turned.
Oh, shit.
He's-
Smoke is the one that
and
didn't get turned,
They
sorry.
crossover, do a movie crossover would be fucking insane.
Yeah, it would. And this
I can't find anything.
No.
There's literally nothing.
maybe
I
a
can't.
buffalo nickel.
Buffalo nickel?
Yeah, maybe a buffalo nickel.
Buffalo chicken?
I look at my phone. I texted you during the movie, but
It was water nickel, wasn't it?
try buffalo nickel.
Or Interview with the Vampire. What were you looking up?
So it was the currency that they were using
The
in the
little
bar.
girl comes up. Yeah, that. And the little
Yeah.
girl also,
Paid what's her name?
Annie, I think?
Annie. She paid Annie the the witch doctor or whatever with that money, and Smoke was getting upset because Stack.
Shaquille O'Neal's in this movie,
Because
guys.
Shaquille O'Neal kept taking all this fake money. He was taking this fake money from people for like liquor and stuff, and they were like, we're not going to be able to sustain this because we're not making real money that we can then turn and use to buy more liquor and keep this business running.
The wooden nickel theory, exploring hidden details in Sinners on TikTok. That's the only thing that I can find about it. But it's a video, and I'm not gonna watch a video right now.
Yeah, no, we'll pass on that.
Yeah.
But I would like to. I wish I had gone into more detail about like the Irish vampires, like the idea
That's
of like.
also a thing that that I just found on the interwebs as well. It was explaining the Irish vampires.
Oh, okay.
Why 4 Irish vampires?
Why 4 Irish vampires?
Yeah, I thought they were really interesting characters too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole song where they busted into song, like I was like, oh,
Beautiful, badass,
Chilling.
fucking scary. Yeah.
Scary, eerie, but it was like cool.
So here's what I've found. In Sinners, the Irish vampires, particularly Remick, are not just a plot device, but a metaphor for the enduring legacy of oppression and cultural appropriation. Director Ryan Coogler used remix Irish identity and the portrayal of traditional Irish music and dance as a way to explore themes of colonization, racial dynamics, and the exploitation of Black culture.
That's kind of interesting because the Irish were also super oppressed, you know, during that time period, and they were one of the first peoples to like start, you know, like marrying Black people. You know, they were some of the first white people to start marrying Black people. You can see now, like, you know, in history books, it'll say Blacks and Irish need not apply. Which is interesting when you think of it's like Irish, like what? Why?
Right.
Why? Why Irish?
That's always been really confusing to me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have Irish in me. A little Irish.
my name's Irish.
Yeah.
Brandon. It's an Irish name apparently. I was told that.
I think Mom's Irish because she's so short.
Yeah.
Where the hell is my Bible?
Good, you need better money management. That's not my problem. Bye. I have lots of. Okay, so I don't know if it's just me, but this movie felt pretty low budget with high end actors. Do you know what I mean? Like it felt low budget. Like they were in the town one time. They went into only like 2 stores, and then the rest of the movie they were in that barn. You know what I mean? It was like it.
They were at Annie's house.
They went to Annie's house.
Yeah.
They went to the church, but
The church.
was
This is
already
the road.
set in the-
Yeah. And I think that's why it felt low budget to me is because like they just spent so much time in
The barn.
the barn, which makes sense.
The sawmill.
The sawmill. It does make sense, but to me it just felt low budget. But it didn't feel low budget in a bad way. You know what I mean? It's like when like a really big musician comes to like a small bar. You know what I mean?
Right, like A-list actors, A-list, so it'd be like, you know,
Right, it's
a
more
big
close
national
and
band coming
personal.
to a small dive.
Yeah.
I
But
kind of get that, what you were saying, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a bad feeling. Like it wasn't shot bad. The acting wasn't bad. I thought the acting was great. It just felt low budget, but kind of in a nice way.
There weren't these big dynamic like scenes where they're like traveling. Well,
Yeah.
they
There
drove
was
back
only
and forth
one
on the road,
explosion.
but there wasn't like this. They didn't go to different cities and all this
Right.
stuff. I get what you're saying.
I think what you're looking for is it was intimate. Like it felt
Yes.
more intimate.
But
with
that word
the-
doesn't seem right either.
And I think why I felt like it was more intimate, and the reason being because while there were many subplots, there were many subplots in the same building. Like it wasn't like, oh, we're dealing with this person over here, and then we're gonna like shoot all the way across town and have this,
Right.
you know, different story with this person. Oh, well, now that's over, we're gonna go all the way over here, and
Right, like
it was all happening, and they were all intermingling and dealing
Right.
with each other's plots
And when
with one another. Go
when the vampires, you know, were like traveling, we didn't like watch them travel. You know,
Right.
it was like we shot to them.
Yeah.
Why are you knocking on the
Oh, they just showed up in the
They showed
barn.
up and it's not.
I got so confused.
Brandon gets me.
Yeah, like we didn't watch them travel or anything, but they were just like there, and it kind of felt like it felt more so like you were there experiencing with all the main characters because they also didn't know what they were doing and stuff like that. They just kind of introduced them, and then you met them at the same time as everybody else.
Yeah. As vampires.
As vampires, yeah.
As vampires. Vamps. In the night.
I would have.
Whole cornbread.
Poor cornbread.
R.I.P. my boy cornbread.
Oh god, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, Cornbread.
But he was kind of a cool looking vampire though. He was all like
Yeah.
mangled and
Yeah.
like kind of scary looking.
Yeah.
That was after the,
Yeah.
you know, after he caught that gunshot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that ever like would have ever like healed, or if he just would have been a man with a fucking
He did.
giant bullet wound.
Oh.
If he continued his life as a vampire.
No, he did.
Because I know. I know.
Right,
No, I
if
mean,
you
like-
get a wound before you are turned, you keep the wound essentially, depending on the vampire lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have healed.
Because we
Maybe not a
saw Shaquille O'Neal later in the future, and he didn't have a big chunk of his neck missing. Did he?
I think he was wearing like a popped collar.
Turtleneck and chain.
I'm pretty sure.
Small details popping out again.
Right.
I'm gonna have to see the movie 3 more times.
Stacking
Just wait
the end.
until it comes out on DVD. That way you can pause and rewind and pause and rewind.
Shaquille O'Neal.
And his brother Smoke Keel O'Neal.
I haven't bought a DVD. I'll wait till
Netflix?
Netflix.
Fucking Dave Chappelle. With all due respect, Asian people don't buy DVDs. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It feels racist, but it doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean Asian people don't buy DVDs? I guess I get it. I don't know.
Yeah, like I literally can't even find a picture of him in the bar.
The end credits.
Right.
Yeah. The post credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
There were a little bit of credits, and then they cut out to that. People were leaving.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
But you don't leave the movie theater until they
the
cut them lights
on.
on. Right, exactly.
Yeah, they should know better.
Right.
I didn't hear no
I'll
bell.
stay until the very end.
Yeah.
There's always some cool stuff.
I don't know. I literally cannot.
Well, let's think. Is there anybody else that like? I mean, I guess nobody else survived. And well, the fucking the original vampire, he was like burning up, and he had all kinds of fucked up shit on his face when he rolled up to that cocaine member's house.
Oh yeah.
And he healed.
Yeah, but he DOG.
He was already
That's
an
true.
vampire, though, so
That's true.
You heal. You can do all these amazing things, just can't come in the house.
As a true vampire, right? Yeah, right. Just stop at the front door.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, you're not
it
gonna
just
get
no.
It's too
It
ugly.
really is. It's crazy.
I can drink your blood, but please, can you let me in the door?
Please open the door so I can do all my cool
Open
things.
this door.
I need to use the bathroom.
I keep
How many times would that have worked? You know, like,
Yeah, straight
had they
up.
just been like, "Hey, like I know,
I gotta take a shit.
I know we can't fucking play music, but
I mean, it wouldn't have worked until modern day because they had outhouses.
oh, truth in the booth,
Yeah.
yeah,
Truth in the
Well,
outhouse. I keep seeing all these memes before we saw the movie, and it was like, and I got a little spoiled to the fact that there even were vampires because the way he left that part out when he was like describing it to me. But I was watching TikToks, and it was like how all the vampires in Sinners be acting. Hey, come in. Yeah, come on, no. What'd you keep coming the door for? He's like, come on, man, just let me in. Come on. You know me. Come on, let me in. And he's like, no, you can't come in. He's like, let me in. Yeah, literally. That's literally what he did. It was like, and the way
why are
he
you
was-
acting so strange? I'm cool.
I'm cool. and then I watched it and I was like, it's so true.
Yeah.
As he was literally like, all squared up. When he's standing like that.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I was in that situation, I'd have like cornbread in. I'd be like, my boy,
Yeah.
my boy, get in here.
It wouldn't have, most people would not even give it a second of thought to like,
Right.
what are you asking me? All of a sudden,
Yeah.
you've been in and out all night.
Yeah, that Mama Juju, she
Voodoo
knew
Mama
it was
Juju.
Voodoo Mama Juju. She
Yeah.
knew what was up instantly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked Annie.
What was the
R.I.P.
other thing that she thought they might have been? She was like, they're either this or they're vampires.
What did she say? I don't remember what she
Yeah,
said.
I don't either.
Man, I really gotta watch this movie 4 more
Factual
times.
fact.
Right. I love movies like that though. Cause then like it's like listening to a Kendrick Lamar song. You be learning something new every time you listen to it.
Especially me.
She says to me all the time,
I cannot understand the words.
she says to me all the time, she's like, I'm gonna learn
Hates.
Not Like Us, I'm gonna be cool and sing it
The
too.
what?
Hates.
Yes.
Evil
HAINT.
spirits.
Hates.
And what are they?
Evil
It just
spirits.
says evil spirits, but I will look up a more accurate definition.
And what culture are they named that? Where is that derived from?
South African folklore, a haint is a term for a restless or evil spirit similar to a ghost.
Skinny.
Well, that's it. Burping on the pod.
Bourbon on the pod. Bourbon on the pod.
they kind of seem a little bit formless, or rather, they're just like people shape.
Haint, so it's like ain't with an H.
It's like ain't with an H.
We'll put a picture up here.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Yep, thought they were haints, and I wonder like how much longer until we got ourselves a haint movie instead of a vampire movie now. I mean, I guess it's just like a poltergeist.
Be cool.
Just a
I'd
ghost,
watch it.
yeah. No, not a poltergeist. Poltergeist, ghosts, spirits, they're all different things. Well, I don't think ghosts and spirits are different
Poltergeists
things,
like possess you, don't they?
Poltergeist is just energy.
Oh, I thought they
Poltergeist is
were.
a
literally-
ghost that has the physical ability to move objects.
It's just residual energy,
I
my
believe
friend.
that's what
It's a
the actual-
ghost. It's a
You know
ghost
what?
that has the fuck around and find out syndrome.
I'm googling.
I'm googling it.
Giggle it.
Yeah, go.
Polter. Guys, can't wait to see what my phone gives to algorithm me for typing this in. A ghost or other supernatural being supposedly responsible for physical disturbances such as loud noises and objects like coffee being poured in your cup. Or there we go.
Oh. I think Reg the Stallion is a poltergeist.
And a poltergeist is a ghost that likes chicken.
And that's the end of the That's You podcast.
Metaphorically, physically,
Appreciate
you
ya.
today.
I'm canceled and I'm good with it.
Again?
Oh man, did it stop?
I really hope that we got that because that was funny.
Mm.
Why does it keep doing that?
Another behind the scenes.
I clear-
You gotta empty the trash, baby.
I forgot. Okay. I'm throwing so many things away. Please. Okay, let's try this again. We made it a whole nother 30 minutes with that, so I cleared out 3 more and we'll see what happens. Where are we at?
Goddamn name.
Aw,
What
man.
It is when you're getting disturbances and things being moved and stuff like
We
that.
ended on the
because of
poltergeist
energy.
thing.
And
I didn't get a chicken comment.
You'll just have to do it again. Ha 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 ha.
That'll be a behind the scenes exclusive.
Exclusive.
This is why I use my iPad, okay? This is trash.
Bummer, dude.
Oh, bummer.
Well, maybe it wasn't my destiny to be canceled that way. Although the cameras probably still got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
It'll be
Let me
behind
make
the
sure
scenes
those are still
exclusive.
recording too.
Cool. Well, you guys got to see it, so there.
Yeah. What a cow.
Yeah, they're still recording. We're good. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Question. How are you going to
See,
sync
yeah,
up
see?
the video to the audio if the audio?
I just cut the audio. I cut the audio track and moved it
Okay.
to where it lines back up.
With-
See?
No, we're
See,
just talking
see
about
that?
past the point of the
See though?
Maybe.
See though? Hauntings caused
past the
by
point of like
energy.
we're gonna have to clap again
No,
Poltergeist.
to line this up with the.
I got it. It's fine.
Okay, baby.
I had to do it in the last one. I just lined it up with like the. I turned.
Right, but it says
I turned the audio on the video up
psychokinetic.
and then
Because poltergeists
turned
do
the
what? They
audio
make
back on
noise
and
or
just
move.
Right, but
which way
it's
the
not
lights
always
line up.
ghosts that do it. Sometimes it's literally attached to someone because of the energy that somebody is putting off. Like if you have somebody that's raging all the time,
Right,
they can.
but a haunting means
A
that that person
raging
has passed on.
alcoholic.
They.
But it's
It's not somebody living. I don't understand what you're trying to say.
sometimes you get activity, paranormal activity in a home because of the energy that's in there. Because of like if there were a whole lot of killings or stuff like that in there, it's actually the energy that's causing the disturbances and the movement and the noises and the things. It's
Correct.
not a ghost.
But what does the energy come from, Nikki?
So I think what
The
she's
spirit
trying.
of the ghost.
I think what she's trying
the
to
energy comes
describe
from the living.
is like
The energy that
the
happened because of
energy
the living.
is multiple events that have
Right.
happened.
Right.
I don't think she's necessarily tying it to like.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not
if there was
tied
like
to
a
spirit
sin-
or a ghost, it's a living person that causes the disturbance because of the energy that they are releasing, and it gets trapped inside the home and creates poltergeist activity.
Now I'm
I
confused.
don't think that's how that works.
It absolutely does.
The
And
word-
when I
What
find
is
that Ed Lorraine Warren thing on it, I will show you.
If listen, I'm just throwing this out here because brain. AI overview, right? If you took the word haunting out and it said events caused by someone's energy, then I would absolutely agree with what you're saying. But the word haunting implies death.
No, it doesn't.
Death.
No.
Death.
Well, a poltergeist
To death.
is not a human.
Right.
Right. So what do you think it is?
Energy from a dead person. What?
It's not a person.
No, we just looked up what poltergeist is.
It's not a person.
Hold on. A ghost, a thing, is a noun, or supernatural being supposedly responsible for physical disturbances. That's what a poltergeist is.
I think that would be a really good name for a chili, a supernatural being.
Are we ready to keep recording? Oh my god.
All right, we back in here.
Are you ready?
Welcome back, y'all.
This is just straight up not meant to be.
To the
They're
Nazi
fighting over
pop.
poltergeist still. YouTube gang,
Who
you got
knows?
the cut.
You can eat a whole day.
Oh.
But that's, okay, I get what you're
That's
saying.
that's
poltergeist
exactly what you.
activity.
Yep.
So something that is similar to the activity of what a poltergeist does,
And I said that.
which is moving objects
And
or
that's
making
what I
noises.
said. And that's what I said. But you're
Right,
right. No, it can't
right.
be because
But
it's a ghost.
The definition that you looked up started with the word haunting, therefore.
And now I
implying
changed
death.
it to not haunting because you
That's-
said if I
You
changed
know
it
what?
to just
AI
activity.
can make anything sound like
You know what?
anything.
You can take my voice.
And we are on the same page with never admitting we're wrong.
Holy crap. I'll admit when I'm wrong, but I'm admitting.
You better come correct.
And I showed you right there. I'm right.
So what is the ghost that possesses you in this fictional, thing? What is a ghost that possesses you? What is that called?
That's a demon.
Yes, that's
That's just a demon.
That's not a person.
That's an entity that is just bad energy.
Made by.
The devil.
Okay.
Right.
That's
Allegedly.
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 Yeah, the devil's
He
down
does-
there like allegedly, folks.
He does not believe in the ghosts of
I
any
don't
kind.
believe in ghosts.
Of any kind.
At all.
No.
At all.
Have you ever
Spiritual
seen
haunting, anything like that.
Obviously not.
No, and I was
Well, I was just wondering if he's one of the people to try to explain it away with scientific.
Oh, probably.
no. And I was raised on a former plantation in Berryville. So if there was ever gonna be like bad energy,
Well, you don't believe, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't see. You're blind to it.
oh, you don't believe, you don't.
have to believe.
If you don't believe, you don't
Kinda
receive.
crazy. I wanna
If you
hear
don't
more
believe,
about
you don't
that.
achieve.
Have you ever had imaginary friends as a child?
Yeah,
They are ghosts, my friend.
they're absolutely
They're
not
ghosts.
ghosts.
It absolutely is
I
a
have an
theory
imaginary
that when
friend.
children have imaginary friends that they can see that it is.
Oh no, I
it
couldn't
is-
see. I was fully aware that he was imaginary, and I was a lonely and sad child with no friends.
I had an
I-
imaginary friend, and my brother also saw said imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haven't you ever heard your name called and nobody was around to call your name?
It was just me.
No,
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 never.
never.
Crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I was like raised, not strictly raised, but I was, it was my grandparents' house. We spent a lot of time over there. Spent nights, for a long time over at that house. Yeah. They are they're the house, and have you ever been to Berryville?
Yeah.
Okay. So Triple J Road, you know which one that is? So it's the first 7-Eleven that you approach when you're going into Berryville. If you're like driving towards Berryville from Winchester towards Berryville, the house on the far left corner, it's got a stone wall with a graveyard in it. It's got that barn, big steel
I
barn,
think I'm familiar with what you're talking
and then there's like a pig pen, and then there's also a hen house right there. There's a smoke shack in the yard. They had Duck Fest there one time with the previous owners. Like it was a bunch of like hippies that bought the house, and now it's owned by like a bunch of like conservative people.
Gosh darn hippies.
But yeah, had a straight up cellar for the slates that we stored potatoes in. So, they weren't fucking fucking with our potatoes or anything. And if they were gonna be there, they were definitely gonna be in that house.
You can say you've never experienced anything in that place.
Yeah, never in any place ever.
In any place.
Yeah.
No, it's because like something happens and he's like, it's just this.
No.
That's what it is.
No.
You just explain it away. You can say that you've never seen anything because you just think it's something else.
Yeah. So if there is a bump in the night or something weird, you're, oh, it's a pipe. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. So you would just think it's.
You guys never had bad pipes? No. Like
I've never had bad pipes, but I've had bad pipe.
Wow.
This house.
Did not sign up for this.
So sometimes I would be in that house and I'd be like, oh my god, somebody is watching me, and I'd be freaking out. And then I'd smoke some more weed, and I was like, oh, I'm just paranoid. You didn't take that joke as I wanted you to. That didn't really happen. I was just making a weed makes you paranoid joke.
Freaking going.
Yeah, sorry, Charlies. No, I didn't experience anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, I would wager to say, just as with anything, maybe spiritual activity isn't going to be revealed to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't view things with their third eye or fourth eye, whatever,
Yeah.
the same way as everybody else does. I don't know. That's interesting, though.
Yeah.
Huh.
How about you guys?
Yeah, no, I've experienced something that I thought was pretty weird. I was living in a house in Gainesville years ago, and the lady whose house it was, I lived in the basement. Her husband had passed from cancer previously, and he would, well, she said that he would communicate with the hallway light or the washer. I'm like, yeah, like whatever, man. One night I was there, and the hallway light was flickering like Morse code, like it was saying something. I was shook, son. Like, and I told her about it, and she's like, oh yeah, it's just him talking. I'm like, so when the washer cuts on at 3 o'clock in the morning at the witching hour and starts washing nothing, I'm good, right? I live right next to them. She's like, no, he's just talking. Well, I don't want to hear it.
Who was the man that was talking?
Her husband.
Oh. Why was her husband, do you think, was trapped? He had unfinished business?
It could be that. I mean, it was a tragic death. I mean, he died of cancer. He was very sick.
Did he die in the house?
I don't recall that, but I want to say yes, but I don't know. I don't remember that.
Do hospitals get haunted?
Yeah.
They say they are, yeah.
I would imagine.
Do you experience that when you're at work?
Yeah,
You don't want to go
The
night
ED
shift,
isn't
but
quiet enough.
the
Yeah,
ED
she
isn't quiet.
she works in the emergency room.
There's always banter and things going on in the ED. I don't think that if something were to happen, anybody would even notice it unless something like flew off a shelf. Or
So
crazy
if
like
like
that.
a syringe just floated up and started poking someone
Then
in
you
the arm,
notice.
When God's written Leviosa.
No, it's Leviosa.
yeah, that'd be a little bit strange. But yeah, I got haunted hospitals.
Haunted as hell.
Yeah, there's always stuff going on there.
Pots and pans fly off the shelves at me. Like I'll set like the ashtrays in the middle of the table in the back, and they just come right off. Stuff happens all the time there, and nobody wants to go in the basement. Even people, like there were people that were like, "Can I just see what's in the basement?" And the cook took them downstairs, and they were like, "I want to leave this room immediately."
Wow.
People who like first time there, they're like, "I want to see what's in the basement." And he was like, "It's literally just storage," and they're like, "Cool, I want to go now." Like,
Do you know how you get that little tinge like in your back when you feel like
and you
something's
want
behind
to
you or
want to
whatever?
run up the
Right,
stairs.
that's the whole time I'm downstairs. I just feel like something's
I don't check
right
the bay door
at my
anymore.
back.
I don't
I'm
check.
afraid to because I'm afraid that somebody's standing at the bottom and they're just looking up at me like this.
Yeah.
I'm very scared.
You
Can I
guys
come
did
in?
have a.
Hey, can I come in?
You guys
Damn it!
did have a, what's it called?
Oh, where did we
tits.
stop?
Wow.
I think we're just going to have to cut this one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come to a conclusion, I think.
Yeah, we left off at I want to leave this room immediately. The cook took him downstairs. This is some bullshit. This has never happened to me before. I don't know what's going on.
It's paranormal activity, my
Paranormal
friend.
activity.
Wow!
The ghosts have
Jordan.
figured out our laptops.
There it is.
We'll never be safe.
I really don't know what's going on. Maybe Is it this stuff? Can I take these things away?
Do you have other things that are open?
No.
Did I already ask you that? 'Cause I was thinking it last time, and I don't know.
How do
if
I
just
delete
said it.
these? How do I?
Are they old things? Is that your trash bin?
No.
Oh. Oh, that's so funny.
I didn't clean the trash out.
Oh my god.
Again.
How do I delete these? Like I open this one. How do I delete this? Have faith in me. Let me Google it really quick.
Can I just delete it?
Sure. Do you know how?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the buddy guy.
Ugh.
Part 2.
There you go.
This is why. Because I wasn't deleting them properly.
Proper.
Good and
Got
proper.
them deleted right proper.
Good and proper.
Don't forget to empty the trash.
The rubbish.
Take out the rubbish bin for that.
The dust bin. The bin specifically for dust.
Yeah, yes. Let me just like delete all
I'll
these.
have you both know it is past my bedtime.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
No.
I'm actually wide awake.
It's because you had 2 cups of
No,
coffee.
that's a myth. Coffee doesn't actually keep you awake.
Coffee does wake me up.
It prevents you from feeling tired.
It disables the whatever it is that makes you feel tired.
Mhm.
It's a placebo effect. Or no, that's not the word I'm looking for. It
There we
makes you
go.
think you're awake when you're really still not. But
Chemically, he's tired.
chemically.
Okay.
Okay, I got it now, guys. Okay.
Go team.
We have 54 something. Okay. This is the worst.
You're only recording one person.
Why is that happening now?
What is going on? Do we need to clap?
3, 2, 1. And the spirits of y'all.
You got it?
How about now? Do we have us now?
Oh yeah, we're all there now.
Oh, sheesh. Welcome
We're
back,
in
y'all,
business. We're back in business. I'm so sorry.
to the That's You podcast.
You
Welcome
were
to part
You were
2.
just telling me about how amazing the last one sounded
Yeah.
and whatever, and I'm
Oh
fucking
my
this
God.
one
Too
up.
much praise.
Too
Right.
much praise,
Right.
frankly.
You ruined my life.
I got an ego and things. This is somehow not my fault.
You don't know yet. We'll figure out why.
11:40.
Lim sim
Saturday, May 25th.
sim lim.
All right. Brandon,
Yes.
you wanted to hit on that buddy.
Yeah, so one of the most important scenes for me as a musician was the end where they're rocking out with Buddy Guy. And I mean, I thought that was cool for multiple reasons. One, it was cool because Buddy Guy is a musician that, like, this generation probably has no freaking clue about.
I know exactly who this is.
Do you?
Yes.
Did you have to Google it?
Nope.
That's cool. But like, it was just cool that they threw him in the movie, but still made it as a character. But also,
That's what you're
I
talking about,
believe-
like in the bar at the very end.
Yes,
When
very
the one brother and the girlfriend comes back in.
Mhm.
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Sammy. Old Sammy.
It was just cool to have him as a cameo in the movie, I thought. But also, Chris Kingfish was in that scene playing guitar. The heavyset kid who was rocking next to him
Mhm.
is a famous blues guitar player. And so that whole scene, I was just like, I had chills. I'm like, man, this is so cool.
Is there any song that you think that our listeners or the people in this room listening to you should listen to from either Buddy Guy or would you say it was in Kingfisher?
Kingfish.
Kingfish.
Chris Kingfish, and I forget his last name. I'll have to Google that. Someone should have like a phone that's just on Google, ready to.
Rated.
Oh wait, that's your job.
I literally
She
have
has
Google
so
right
many
here.
jobs.
I literally have Google right here. Guess what? You didn't ask me to Google it, Brandon.
I mean, nobody got time for that. Chris Kingfish Ingram. Chris Stone Ingram is his name, and he's a phenomenal guitarist. He's 26 now, but he started when he was just like a kid. He actually guest appeared in an episode of Luke Cage, which I thought was cool to throw that out there. But yeah, he was jamming next to Buddy Guy, and that whole scene, and just like I said, it gave me chills. It was so cool that they like kind of morphed the movie into that.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was funny that, was it Stack that comes in with Mary?
Yes.
Right. He had like the 90s
Yeah.
top haircut.
Yeah.
Man, I got to thinking about vampire lore. Their hair doesn't grow because they're undead.
Really?
So like, you know, just like when they get cut, it goes back because they're as they are.
Right.
So he
right.
wouldn't have been able to
Maybe
grow
he
his
got
hair
hair
out.
extensions.
I was gonna say.
So but this lore could be that. I was geeking.
I thought it was pretty cool how he still had the guitar.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that guitar was smashed to pieces,
Yeah.
and like at the end of the movie, he's like playing that guitar.
Definitely went back for it. Yeah, you go back for that one.
Right.
The guitar that saved your life.
Which circles back around to what you were saying, that the evil stays in it. It's like you can't get away from it. It's
Yeah.
always chasing you through the music throughout his whole life.
Right.
So in some vampire lore, their hair doesn't grow, and in some it does.
Right.
So
It just depends on
yeah.
So I actually found something very interesting about kingfish. So kingfish is a small to medium-sized, brightly colored bird.
Wow.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
I thought I could get through more of it. I did not. It's a cool looking bird though. I love birds.
We'll put a picture right here.
Oh my god. Because I was typing out kingfish and it was like Kingfisher the bird, and I was like, oh, bird. Love bird.
When we're out anywhere, I go, what kind of bird is that? Because chances are he'll know.
Not anymore. I feel like I've been
Are
like
you a
struggling
bird
a little bit.
watcher?
He is.
Did you have the little binoculars?
Moving on. I do have a pair of binoculars, but I don't need them. I just climb right up the tree.
Come here, birdie. Let me touch you.
I am your friend. We saw that really cool bird today.
Yeah, we did. It kind of like a
That
penguin.
bird was dupe.
It was dope.
Yeah, I wish I knew what bird that was. I should have pulled out my phone and taken a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Google it later.
Yeah.
Fuck me running.
Might
Fuck
be
you
difficult.
flying.
Might be difficult.
Well, I was driving. Take the wheel, baby.
Here, I'll get you closer to the bird.
Take the wheel or take the
Not that
picture.
They totally killed off my girl Annie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of knew when I
And then-
got though that she was gonna die.
Yeah.
Because she was like, I don't know, just a lovable
She literally
character.
just was like, if I get bitten, you better fucking kill me.
Yeah. Well, I knew. Well, I didn't. I'm not gonna say I knew, but I felt that everyone was gonna die except for Sammy because of the
Because he
The
middle
beginning.
season,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. Yeah, I thought both brothers were gonna die too.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. that
Technically they
kept-
did.
That's
Well-
what he said.
Well, one of
Oh,
them survived the night,
That's right. That's
But
right.
he
and
did
then
die.
but he did die.
Yeah.
after. That's right.
Right.
But,
And
After
then
he killed all those Caymans.
right, and then Shaquille O'Neal just lived on through vampirism.
Yeah. So did he really live on? He surely walked on.
Yeah. He unlived on.
He was undeaded
He
upon.
undeaded.
He
Yeah.
undeaded upon the earth
Right.
as a vampire.
And I felt when I went in that movie, I thought I was gonna dislike Haley Seinfeld,
Mm-hmm.
Mary. I thought I was gonna dislike her character because that like clip was going on with like, well then you licked my coos so hard and you fucked me raw.
Yeah.
Like whatever that was. It was so cringy when I was watching
She was
it.
drunk.
I thought it was good.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but some of those scenes
Word.
made me blush. I must
This
have
is
seen
Or
it.
again.
I don't know, me too. I was like sitting there like next to all these people, and the one lady next to me was like, come on now. And I was like, okay. And she's like, wee. I'm like, He's like performing the cunnilingus, and she's like, I know that's right. I'm like,
I liked that part, but when I was sitting in the theater watching it, my reaction was the same as the brothers. Like, oh, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Sit down, bitch.
I'm gonna get us killed.
Bitch, you are white passing in this motherfucker.
I was looking around at the fucking theater like, oh shit.
Oh, no, I like stunk in my seat a little. I was like,
I told Hunter that they learned something new that day because a fella, driving in the car just explained the whole thing. This is what you need to do, my
real
friend.
creepy, like might I add. It was.
He was helping a cousin out.
He sure was, and now my son has pointers.
Oh, Shisha. I forgot you went there with your boy.
He
Yeah.
He alert today. Oh, that's wrong.
Like I'm in the movie theater. He's like, a month shy of 18, and I'm like covering his eyes. I'm like, oh, stop it. He's like, Mom.
You can look now.
Yeah.
Mom, I know what eating a pussy is.
And now I know exactly how to do it.
Oh my God. And they were all sweaty at that point. Like, yeah.
And even when we watch stuff like even when we just watch like Game of Thrones or something, I'm like,
I mean, back then it was probably very hit or miss whether you should travel down south or not.
Right.
Yeah.
that was the whole point of it. He
Full
was
bush.
like
100% a bush.
Sweaty, stinky. I haven't bathed all week because we don't
Right.
have water.
But even again with that, like that part of the movie, and I'm glad you brought that up, is I love how, like, just with the N-word not being super gratuitous and that they didn't go overboard with the sex scenes. Like, they implied a lot of it.
Right.
It wasn't
Yeah. And even the
like
ones
titties and
that
ass
you
out all the whole movie.
and even the
I
ones
love
that you
they
saw
just
were
kinda
like
kept it.
short
It was like,
clips.
Right.
It wasn't like a whole big drawn
that
out
wasn't
scene of
what the focus of the movie needed to be.
for some reason it felt dirtier.
it did, it really did.
For some reason it felt dirtier than just like a normal like
It's your
Yeah.
imagination.
Missionary.
running
Well, it's
wild.
dirty because it was probably 200 degrees in that barn.
Oh my God, yeah. Right. Yeah, as soon as it starts, you pull up the dress, everyone's like, oh, somebody get some pussy.
I don't think we should do that, dog. I don't think that's a good idea. Hang on.
Oh my God, I'm gonna give it a shot. Look at this.
More mission.
look her, I hardly know her.
And another thing is that woman was married.
Yeah.
Yes.
That woman was
told him.
super
and now
married.
she's her name. Alright.
No, please.
I was gonna make a
Please.
joke about her name.
Oh, let
Yes.
us know.
She was married, she still is married.
No, not that Mary. She was also married. Mary was married.
Perlene.
Yes.
Sammy's.
I was
girl.
making a joke about Mary.
Yes.
I was like, that's Mary.
Yeah, very good.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Anyways,
Slow news day.
yeah.
So she was married, and I kind of felt like they were kind of like shitting on marriage back then, and it was kind of like, oh, you let your girl come to this jazz club, she gonna end up fucking the musician. I mean, I'm sure you've had plenty of married women throwing themselves at you.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my gosh.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I shouldn't have worn this turtleneck.
Do it for the
It's getting
pod.
hot in here.
You have the ladies fawning over you.
Damn.
That's
I
literally a
As the
lie.
musician.
That's because you look a little meaner than you did back in the day, but I remember when I first started at the Fox, my friend, and you had all the ladies.
You were drenched in pussy.
I literally
Why the fuck does every podcast turn into this?
have to stop a lady from borderline sexual assaulting you every shift I work with. I literally had to yell at a girl like 2 weeks ago because I was like, if a man were doing this to you, would you be cool with it?
All the twins.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's because they can't they have no couth in that realm, but.
He literally
They
texted
don't
me
have any
after.
couth in any realm.
Literally not.
So here's the thing. I think legally I should be allowed to wear my gray sweatpants without being harassed.
Legally,
No,
yes.
no
They're
fellas can
comfortable.
wear gray sweatpants Because
I'm just saying.
When we go out places and he wears gray sweatpants, I'm always on the alert.
Oh.
I'm like, who's looking? I'm like, you looking? Get down at eye level.
Just
Excuse
unzip
me,
it and there she is.
Right.
So what you're saying, what Jordan's saying is, if I lived in 1932,
Yeah.
Deep South,
Yes.
would I be accosted by married
You
women
wouldn't
in
be
a hot
safe in a
bar
jazz
and
club.
going down on them? The answer is fucking no. I'm not going down. Like,
Well,
that's
you'd be
not-
we will never
accosted.
know
You
that.
would definitely be accosted.
Yeah, and I'd be
There would
like,
be
yeah,
no-
well,
no
cool.
downtown
Let
for
me get
you.
on the old wind-up telephone and call up your husband and tell him to come pick up your dirty ass, because we're not doing shit. No.
Help.
Can we do a hard cut to that video?
Yeah, I'll put it right here.
Right here. Oh my god.
Oh,
I'll show
God.
you guys that video after.
You'll have to send it to me so I can put it
I
in.
did send it to you.
Again.
Okay. Whatever you need, baby. But yeah,
Cool.
you think that you wouldn't be like tempted by the punani if it was being thrown at you by a
Alright,
married woman?
So here's the thing: we got to look at the character Sammy. What was he? He was in.
He was a preacher's
He was
boy.
he was a preacher's boy, but he was a teenager too, right?
Yeah.
So he was young.
Yeah.
He probably never experienced pussy before.
Right.
So this hot married lady in a hot bar comes
Yeah.
up to him and is like,
Right?
Hey.
Drinking.
but
And then
she,
he got her
but,
killed.
but she gave him one or two warnings. She's like, oh, it's hot and I've been dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like hinting, like, no,
Yeah, he's like,
we
I don't
shouldn't
give
do
a
this.
damn.
And he's like, oh, I don't give a bit.
I don't want to taste
He's
you.
like,
gross.
he's like fiending. He's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was doing the most, I think. But
Yeah.
no, the answer is no. I would not. I would.
Okay.
I mean, but back
No.
then it was different. You didn't smell smells the way we smell smells nowadays because they were always there.
Yeah.
no,
You just
it's
walk
lying,
down-
is what the
Yeah.
Febreze
Walking down the
commercials call it.
street.
Yeah,
Good morning, ladies.
Shout out to Afro Man.
Oh,
That's right.
That's funny.
Mm.
Why everybody keep going out of that barn for? They were like, oh, he's went out there and he didn't come back. Don't worry, I've got him. Oh, they went out there and they didn't come back. Don't worry, I've got him.
You remember that fucking drunk asleep guy that they put outside?
Oh, the one that they.
That was just
Yeah.
drunk in
It's just
asleep.
drunk.
Like,
And they go
oh,
outside
God.
and then they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Maybe we
guys.
should get him back.
Just
Nope.
literally just.
Literally didn't, just shut the door on him.
It was literally just for yucks. That
Literally.
like I didn't know that character. I wasn't attached to that character.
Uh-huh.
They were just like, wouldn't it be funny?
Wouldn't it be nice if we throw him outside? Let them all the vampies have a parade.
And another thing I didn't understand, Mary was up in that bitch already as a vampire. Why didn't she just stay up in that bitch?
I was a little
Why did
confused
she
by
leave?
that too when they
Why
when
did
they
Because-
let her
Stack
in.
leave? Or
Because-
Stack leave?
Because she literally killed him. And she
Yes.
was outnumbered. So she was like, whoop.
Yeah, but she's undead, isn't she? Or I guess they could have staked
They
her.
could have killed her.
But
yes.
they didn't know what she was at that point.
Right, but she figured out so very quickly. They could have just like grabbed her up.
But what's the rule about allowing them in? Like, if she's
Can a
already in there,
vampire-
can she then say, you guys can come in?
Let's
I don't
see
think
comments.
so.
It doesn't. It has to be a living.
Yeah, I don't-
Depending on the lore, it has to be a living being.
I thought that the lore was you have to be the owner of the house or the property in order to let
Okay.
somebody in
Some
there.
lore is that.
I thought that
There's
was
also a reversal on the lore too. You can ask them to leave, and they magically get excommunicated.
Oh, shit,
They,
no.
they go out the door.
they should have tried
That's the
that.
rule. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
that's-
I've seen that
yeah.
before. That's wild, gnarly.
Yeah, but good. And the reason that Lee Jun Lee,
Mm-hmm.
the reason that she let them in was because they were like, "We gonna go find your daughter." You know?
Right. I mean, we're gonna get your daughter. And
Yeah.
she didn't have much of a choice. I mean, your kid's out there.
Yeah.
You gotta do something.
Yeah.
They probably already got the kid. That would have been. That's what they should have done in the part where the vampires are dancing around and like doing
Yeah, they
all that
should've.
cult thing.
Mhm.
The kid should have been out there just like standing.
Yeah.
That would
That
have
would
been
have been
creepy
creepy
as
as
fuck.
shit.
Yeah.
Way to go, Kugler!
Way to drop the ball, dog.
Don't kill me, dog. You're the best director in Hollywood. Save Hollywood. Keep your movies.
That's real, because like a lot of the shit that's coming out now is just like, you know,
Same old
retellings or prequels, sequels,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, that Snow White flopped completely and utterly.
Mm.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like a lot of that came like that. Literally, that movie could be the best movie in the world, but nobody gives a damn because the lead actress
Mm-hmm.
was like, you know, so confrontational.
She literally was like, you know, I
She was
watched it
splitting
one
the
time.
audience.
I watched it one time. I didn't like it. Like it's old. It's literally like creepy. Like all that type of stuff. She was just shitting on.
Renee something, someone with a
obviously didn't
Z.
watch it.
Renee something with a Z. Zellweger.
Zellweger.
Snow White and the Huntsman.
No, that is actually a really
Yeah,
good
that's a
movie.
really good
Oh,
movie.
that's 2012. Wrong one.
It's Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, Rachel
Rachel.
Zegler.
Oh.
Rachel Zegler.
Totally.
Right.
different
And
people.
you know
Renee
what's so
Zellweger?
crazy?
She is an actress. She played
She
in
is.
What is Diary of Bridget Jones.
Yes.
You know what's so crazy is Rachel Zegler. She is not like a bad actor, right? She's a great singer.
Who's Rachel
whatever.
Oh,
Rachel Zegler.
gotcha.
She was not bad. I mean, some of the scenes were like questionable, kind of cringy. How she was just like all the time, like that was a little
Was she
weird.
Snow White or she was the evil?
She was Snow White.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot. She
A little
was
rough there.
Okay.
Gal Gadot was actually the evil queen, and her songs were
It's
bad.
just her smile.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Her songs were bad. She's not a good singer. The acting was very cringy.
You saw it?
I did not see it. I've seen clips of it on the TikToks because everybody was ranting and raving about how like Rachel's getting all this backlash, but Gal Gadot was worse. The reason that everybody is thinking Gal Gadot is such an angel and can do no wrong is because she's not doing what Rachel Zegler did. She literally shit on the entire
Yeah,
thing.
how do you shit on a movie and then say
That
you
you're
saw
in.
star in it?
Yeah.
No, she starred in it and then
And then shit on it.
and then shit on it.
Oh.
Disney had like press tours and like interviews and all these things set up for her to do, and they canceled every single one of them because anytime a microphone was put in front of her face, she made them look like an idiot. She literally was like let's be honest, like it was kind of rapey.
Oh.
Yeah.
There
Meanwhile,
has to be some kind of legal repercussions. To
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they took it out of theaters early, but I could be wrong about that.
well, they put it back in theaters, hoping that this had blown over, and they
Right.
lost even more money.
Right, exactly. So, I'm pretty sure some legal pursuit is happening because of like the.
Defamation or
Cost that
something.
money.
Mhm,
Now
yes.
I kind of want to watch it to see how bad it is.
I
would-
watched
yeah.
some clips of it on TikTok, and it's atrocious. It's
Wow.
terrible.
I would
And
watch it
like
on Disney
instead of
Plus.
like the
Mm.
prim and proper Snow White that everybody's she Ariana Grande's it up, and I hated that shit. And I was so skeptical of Ariana Grande in Wicked because I was worried that she'd Ariana Grande it up.
Which one came out first?
Wicked.
So maybe this was a poor attempt to try to wicked something.
It could be, but I think I've watched.
Well, it was
I've
filmed
watched
so
this.
long ago.
Right, and I've watched the videos of like Rachel Zegler singing.
Yeah.
She just sings like that. She just did it in her regular singing voice. She didn't try to like. And I don't really care about. I don't care for remakes at all. If you want to like change the story, like I loved Maleficent, because they changed the story a little bit.
Right.
You know.
Totally.
Yeah, like it wasn't completely changed. They still stuck with the main points of the whole thing. You
They
know.
made her the hero.
Exactly.
I thought that was cool.
Exactly. Great twist. I love it so much. Second one, even better, hands down. Love it so much.
Haven't seen it.
haven't seen the second.
It's very good.
Yeah,
It's on
that's
Disney
second.
Plus. It's called Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
All right, everybody, we're gonna take a little 2-hour break to go watch Maleficent.
Snow White.
The Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, no, she just shit on the whole thing. It's like the acting wasn't even that bad. The singing wasn't even that bad, but the fact that she was also a trash human being made it that bad, and that's why everybody's like, Gal Gadot can do no wrong, because she just sat back and watched the world burn, as the evil lady would do.
Well,
The evil queen would do.
she kept isolating audiences. Like the first big thing that she said was, "Oh, you know, this is not going to be anything like the classic, the original one."
Mm-hmm.
So if you were going to watch that movie for the nostalgia, she has just told you, don't watch it.
Right, exactly.
Then she went on to be like, you know, she got political and was like, you know, free Palestine, you know, splitting the audience once more because, you know, just about everybody, you know, I don't know.
Huge controversy.
Yeah, it's a huge controversy. Then, what was that last thing that she did? That was kind of like the...
She was absolutely horrid.
She
PR
said-
people, like
Oh,
people that are
God,
supposed to be
This
controlling
was all
her
within.
votes.
This was all within
not
like
doing-
2 interviews. I've only ever seen 2 separate interviews of her.
well,
The
maybe
rest
they-
of them
maybe
got
they laughed at her.
canceled.
Well, then there was also the controversy. Peter Dinklage, shout out my man Peter Dinklage, I love you.
Peace up.
A-Town down, but like he really kind of got rid of potentially 7 jobs for little people actors. You know, like he was like,
Oh
we don't,
yeah.
you know, we shouldn't be casting little people to play fantasy dwarves because it's offensive to us. So instead of casting 7 little people actors that could have came and fucking just balled out, but like Brad Johnson, have you ever heard of him, the comedian?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So fucking funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He could have been any of the 7 dwarves and he would have like balled out. I am sure 100%. I don't know if Disney would have hired him because you know he's Brad Johnson. You never see the shit. He's fucking raunchy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it eliminated 7 jobs for, you know, up and coming little people actors that could have like just balled out in this scene and replaced them with, you know, tall people.
Right.
They did
That's what they
CGI.
did.
They did CGI, and they just
Yeah,
had
they did.
anybody, you know,
Wow.
do the voice
That's
acting.
Lame.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
and
again,
and
here you
it's
go,
not very
splitting the
good.
fucking audience once more.
It's not
But
very
that
good
wasn't
either.
Rachel's fault. That was more like a Peter Dinklage. You know, he know not what he do kind of thing. You know.
That'd be like if Angelina Jolie was like, yeah, I don't want to play Maleficent anymore because I think that it's offensive to portray witches on the screen. Okay, great. Well, Maleficent was a sorceress. Like
She was a fairy.
she was a fairy.
She
Oh,
was
that's
a
right.
fairy.
But she had magical powers.
Yes. That's what they did.
Like they're as tall as her.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
don't like that.
fairies have magic too, so I just completely
She was
dumbed
the fairy.
myself. I did the same thing you did earlier.
What did
I
I
write
do?
my
earlier?
list of things where I dumb myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well, okay, then if someone wanted to get offended about fairies because they're a fairy, there we go.
Hey, that's not funny.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Stop it.
Gotcha.
Getting out of hand. I know that's wrong.
No, I was gonna say it.
All right, well, here's a chance for Disney to do a remake. It can be Snow White and the 7 Giants.
Starring 7 NBA players.
I think they just need to stop rewriting crap.
They're
Make a whole nother
supportive.
movie. Just make a whole nother
Yeah,
movie.
they did
Don't rewrite what's been.
They did it so right for so long, and it just like keeps going more and more downhill. The only one that I liked that was a remake was Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson.
I never saw that one.
Really,
Yeah,
I
it's
liked
good.
it a lot.
Pinocchio was really good in my opinion.
Never saw it.
With Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Well, Tom Hanks can do no wrong.
Yeah,
Word.
Word.
America's Sweetheart.
Movie.
Is he? His son says the N-word quite often.
What?
So, yeah.
How do we know that?
Because he's recorded himself
Really?
saying the N-word
That's a
quite often.
weird.
He's like a wannabe gangster kind of thing. Like
Tom Hanks' kid?
Tom Hanks'
The one,
son.
the actor?
Yes. No, I don't. He might be acting now. He was doing really bad before.
Does he have more than one son?
I think so.
Tom Hanks' son, Chet, defends his use of the N-word.
Big Bong.
Oh boy. Hold on, let me see the picture of him. I don't think that's the same guy I was thinking. No, he has. That means he has. Yeah, that's a. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Tom Hanks would like
That's
to keep
probably
it that
because
way.
he can't stop saying the N-word.
Or defending it.
Oh, he's a rapper. That's why.
That's what it is. Yeah.
not only repeatedly used the N-word on social media, but defended its use because he believes it unifies the culture of hip-hop across all races.
Wow.
Respect.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
He
dumb
also-
as fuck.
Hold on. He also factored free speech, the civil rights movement, Jim Crow, and a racist justice system into his lengthy contention for universal use of the term.
Yeah, keep that shit on social media, buddy.
Yeah.
You're not gonna want to say that everywhere.
You know, there's still free speech. You can use
Yeah.
the word
Yeah.
all you want. There's just
Sure.
There's gonna be
certainly
consequences.
There's just, repercussions.
Eventually, you're gonna come across the wrong one. That's
Right.
all.
Yep.
It's simple.
Right.
Keep it real.
And hopefully, it will be a TikTok video.
Oh my gosh, like that girl who got her ass beat and he found it on TikTok.
Absolutely, yes.
There's a regular that goes in the
Yes.
bar and she got her ass beat.
Oh,
She got her
really?
thing.
For what?
So much so, the greatest part was the end of it. Like, the girl done knocked her down like 2 or 3 times. She gets up to go charge her the last time, and the girl just kicked her in the face.
Yep,
Just
literally
put her
just,
leg up into the air and kicked her in the face.
Yep.
Like, this
These
is
were
like
Sparta.
Shawn Michaels.
Like, this is
like
Sparta.
sweet chinnies?
Yes,
Oh,
sweet
okay.
chinnies.
Hulk Hogan, big boot.
very
Oh.
good. Very good. And then she
was it
she's suing
straight
him.
up, or did she kind of like kick from the
she
side?
put her knee out like this and just.
Oh, she fucking Daniel something.
She's suing. Did you know that? I saw her after the video released. It was me and Tori, and Tori was like, "So what was that video about, huh?"
Tori's the one who showed me.
Oh my gosh, I love her so much.
Shout out to
Shout out,
Hey, Tori!
Happy
Yeah.
babies.
So apparently she's suing because it was like a group effort. They were like, hey, come work at this club with us. She shows up, and that girl starts beating her ass.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, you know,
She
That's
didn't say
set
what
up.
she did though. She didn't say what she did to get her ass beat.
probably everything.
Yes,
She does many things.
she does many things to get her ass beat.
She's Tom Hanks' daughter.
Yeah.
That uses the N-word, using the Jim Crow for justification.
Oh my god, that's crazy. How did?
Wow.
Okay.
But it doesn't.
The civil rights movement one sent me.
Right. Martin Luther King died for my right to say.
Holy crap.
He's just using it throughout his rant.
There was a whole episode of the Boondocks about that.
Oh, the teacher saying it? That was funny.
When Martin Luther King comes back.
Oh, that one, okay.
That one.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
and the teacher saying it, that one was hilarious.
Nah, I wasn't even
They
thinking.
say it all the time.
Yeah.
In this, in that,
Yeah.
my in.
He said, can an N borrow a fry? My first thought wasn't, oh, he said the word. He can't say that word. My first thought was, now how is an N gonna borrow a fry? Is an N gonna give it back? This is the white teacher.
Oh,
saying
that episode.
It's like the episode where Michael gets HR called on him in the office.
Remind me.
It's a Chris Rock routine.
Oh, yeah. Right. Justifying it.
He's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, can somebody reenact what happened and how it could have been dealt with differently so that way this didn't happen? It's like an HR thing, seminar. And he's like, he calls someone up and he's like reading from a card. And he's like, does a guy want a cookie? And Michael's like, no, you're doing it wrong. And then he starts saying it. And he's like, Michael. And then he finally gets him to sign the thing, and it's like I will not do this again. And he signed it, Daffy Duck.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Weird things are happening.
Weird things are happening. It's overheating.
How far back do we?
Oh, it's because the battery's dying while it's plugged in.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
put the fan on it, but.
Do you think that's paranormal activity, my friend?
Look like it.
I mean, something is definitely happening. Yeah.
You brought a poltergeist in here. All that shit.
Sorry.
Probably just dragged it from your house.
Yeah.
I've had fun. It's been a great
Yeah.
night.
How lucky were we to like notice it every single time when it went out? Because we've had it.
Uh-oh.
What?
I don't know what it's doing. The screen just like flashed.
Well, did you
Save it.
Save it. Hurry up.
Even more behind the scenes.
Oh, something's happening.
What?
I don't know what's happening.
Well, why did you look like that?
Yeah, you looked shocked.
Because it's like...
I've seen that look one other time.
Hello? Hello? It's like skipping really bad. Oh! Hello? We're back in business.
Yeah, it's probably just needed to cool down a little bit.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything.
What?
Oh no.
Been dealt with differently.
Okay.
So this didn't happen. It's like our thing. Seminar. It's like, Picard does a... He's not with this again. Daffy Duck.
Remix!
And Daffy Duck.
I don't know how far that goes back.
Oh boy.
I think it's just right here.
Rock routine.
Oh yeah, right.
Lord, I'm loud.
Justify it.
Yeah, it was like, can somebody reenact what happened and how it could have been dealt with differently so that this didn't happen? It's like our thing. Seminar. It's
Okay.
like, Picard does a... Daffy Duck.
Weird thing.
Daffy Duck. Weird things. Like literally.
Thanks for listening.
Picard does a...
Does
a...
Daffy Duck.
Literally.
Now you've experienced some paranormal stuff.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
That is total.
It's gotta be.
It has to be. See, this
never
is why
happened
you
before.
guys believe in it, because you blame everything.
That's right. That's right. There are no logical explanations for any weirdness, okay? It's all paranormal.
It's always
Doesn't matter.
Genuinely, this has never happened before. Like the last time we recorded 2 hours and this didn't happen.
Man, it's giving me the jibblies. It's the horse.
It literally.
He's doing it.
It's Reg the Stallion.
Bad Reg.
It literally, like. It's like, Picard does a. He's not with this again. Daffy Duck.
Weird thing.
It's like when Jim Carrey does the walking backwards.
This is why I wish my iPad could run as long as the Mac, because the Mac is old and can't handle literally anything.
Yeah, I think it has.
So we can try our best to record like okay,
An
we have to
outro,
go now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave that in because it's funny.
Yeah.
Hi YouTube.
The technical difficulties have
Right.
forced us to
Yeah.
close for the night.
Another YouTube exclusive.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. It's very funny. So let's see what happens.
They're gonna be so confused when they're listening.
Yeah. If I know what's gonna happen straight up, it's gonna be people rewinding, being like, what's
Oh
happening
my
to my
god,
phone?
right.
All the more reason to leave it in there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's not skipping anymore, so let's. Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Everybody's mic is working.
me.
Is it me you're looking for?
Alright.
So many things are happening.
Alright.
We're not professionals. I'm not good at this.
Daffy
I'm
Duck.
sorry.
The
Paranormal,
ghosties
yeah.
are getting us.
Because
They're pissed that we're mispronouncing them and
Yo.
misnaming
The
them.
hates. The man.
We're not against things.
The hates ain't having it.
oh gosh, I'm like, what? I don't. This has never happened to me before.
Alright, I guess we'll cut out here. We've
Yeah.
recorded a lot.
This Mac is like done
Yeah.
with my shit.
Yeah.
They're
We'll do
really-
a lot of YouTube exclusives though. Don't forget to check out our YouTube. That's You podcast.
Because this whole thing, I'm literally like, I'll be doing minimal cuts in that YouTube video because like you get all the behind. Maybe I'll like bloopers reel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah,
Alright.
fun in the sun.
Well.
Any closing thoughts
yeah.
from anybody?
Oh, you want to do thoughts? Okay.
Yeah, like just you
I don't
know,
want to go first.
ending
Oh.
thoughts.
Any thoughts? Thanks for having me on here. This was awesome. Love the movie. Definitely gonna go watch it 5 more times
Hell yeah.
and pick up on the little stuff that we missed out on. It was cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
Great movie. Highly
Mhm.
recommend.
Brandon, you have 10 seconds. Shout out anything you want. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Shout out to everybody.
Everybody.
Finger.
Cut.
No, is there anything you want to plug?
Any things you got going on?
Any
recently?
events you have coming up?
Yeah. Check out WrightLiveEvents.com and you can look up all of our shows, flyers. If you need to book a wedding, Wright Live on Facebook and
Weddings,
The hostess with the
parties,
hostess.
please check us out.
The
little
showsters.
Debbie up in this bitch.
Big Deborah.
Alright, Mom, closing thoughts?
I also like the movie a whole lot. I don't know that I'm going to go see it again because I don't have the ADHD capacity to find the little things, and it'll drive me crazy trying to pay attention. So it wouldn't be that hard.
Because it was long.
Yeah, but I did like it.
Yeah.
It was good.
It might have been about 20 minutes too long, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why they wrapped up the end scene so fast.
It was
Just like we're
crap.
doing now. Everybody's
Brandon
got
is
an eye on
blocking
it.
so
I
intently,
know.
I'm worried.
Every time he does it, he'll like look up at me because I'm talking, and I'll be like,
He's doing it like he's like. Ugh.
yeah. Oh my gosh, we've let him in. We've let him in.
He's like, somebody come get me. I was like, why?
That's true. I did.
Came in a turtleneck so
how
we
to
can't
get
see
in
the
the door.
neck.
Yeah, right. You know, somebody send some help.
Let me in.
Yeah.
All right, Mom, do you have anything you want to plug? 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't have anything to plug because anybody that I would plug won't listen to the podcast because they're losers.
Oh,
We don't
baby,
plug
baby,
the
baby,
people
baby, baby, baby.
You're shouting. You don't plug the people that listen.
I don't have any plugs to plug.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm boring.
Plug going up.
Well, go down.
You could shout out Brandon Wright. You could shout out
Yeah,
Wright
shout
Live.
out to Brandon Wright.
Yeah,
Brandon Wright
I'm sitting
Live.
right
Do
It
it
is,
twice.
it is like the
Strange.
most amazing opportunity and an honor to sit next to the Brandon Wright.
Wow, man, y'all are doing the most.
The right
Didn't
so
want a
tight. We
turtleneck
shout it
vampire.
out twice.
I am not worthy to be in your presence.
Anytime we play D&D, he's a vampire. He's always like,
That's why he was so stoked to be the vampire in the thing
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
he was trying to tell us all along.
Sorry, guys.
All right, babe. 10 seconds. Shout anything out. Go.
Right Live. Nikki. She's dope. Christ.
Hey,
Is my
I'm
time
so
up?
fine, I'm so fine, I blow my mind.
Hey, Nikki. Hey. Hey. Hey.
I'll just go back and sync all the way to those claps.
Right, perfect. All right.
Hi, Brandon. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Mom.
Yep. Oh, potentially Uncle John. Maybe Uncle
Really?
John's watching. Yeah, he was
You
asking
Uncle
me about.
John?
Yeah, man, I love that guy.
Hi, Uncle John.
Such a
God,
sweet
hi,
guy.
Uncle
Yeah, he's
John.
amazing. I would love to
You
have
are the
him.
reason stop asking me to pull stuff out of my ears.
Oh my God, he's obsessed with magic now. He's like, this is magic.
Yeah, he'll be like, Bree, watch this. Where did that come from? And then he'll ask me after, he'll go, was that magic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Lou.
Shout out Khalil. Shout out Offie.
Offie.
Khalil. Oh, and Sam.
Sam.
Hi,
That's
Sam.
Mhm.
Galifianakis? He's not watching.
Starts with the gallons with kiss.
Okay. Every kiss begins with K.
Today.
All right. Anybody have anything to say to the fans?
What's up,
Hey,
fans?
fans.
Love you, fans. Yeah, baby.
Anything to say to the haters?
Fuck you, haters.
Yeah, nothing.
I love you all.
Well,
The haters.
yeah, what do we say to the
the
haters?
It's all good.
Fuck you. That's what we say to the haters every
We love
episode.
the haters. It's all good.
Haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potate.
What are masturbators gonna do?
Oh,
Wow.
bait. They're gonna go fishing
They're gonna go fish.
because they put the bait on the line and then they cast their lines into the ocean. We're skipping again. We have to go now.
Alright, bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Where's get but
Yeah, probably. Probably. Watching both of our phones died. Watch.